Hey y'all, my name is Rebecca. Welcome to my channel. We are nearing the end of October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Just because Pink October is ending does not mean that we need to slack and we need to fall down on our vigilance, because early detection is the key to saving a lot of women's lives. And I have on my shirt, I love it, brave women running my family, and I am very supportive of their breast cancer journey. I also had a little bit of a scare myself one time. I was checking myself in the shower and I found a lump. It was the most horrifying experience. I was in a very hot, steamy shower, and to me, it felt like the water just ran suddenly cold, and I leaned over and I just vomited. Waiting those few days to find out whether or not my situation was viable or malignant, or turned out it was a nothing burger. Thank you, Jesus. However, those few days were agonizing for me, and I cannot imagine the women who actually do not get good news. Get yourself a buddy. Do buddy checks. Remind each other every month, or put it in your phone, on your calendar, so that you get a notification. Today is the day that we're going to check ourselves. Give yourself a little exam and see if you have the makings of anything that might change your life forever. So that's just my little public service announcement for today. What I'm going to show you is something that I have found at the Dollar Tree I thought was actually quite adorable. And it is the L.A.COLORS Autumn Collection. And I have this right here in the Sugar and Spice, because it is a lot darker. So I thought I would try it out with y'all. Now, I have reviewed and worn the other two palettes in this collection, and I found them to be quite delightful as well. One is a light.
You know, as I was in the process to figure out how to play that, it was really nice because obviously.
One is a medium.
It can get really noisy and. Nice work, Roman! Oh, you start.
This one's the dark. It says fall into autumn eyes. I mean, so adorable. The packaging is so cute. I'm a pumpkin spice girly. I love anything and everything pumpkin spice. I'm a sucker for pumpkin spice. You slap pumpkin spice on a product and I'm probably going to buy it. This is the palette. Isn't it precious? And then you open it up and these are the shades. So let's try these out. See how we like it. Like I said, I saved the darker palette for this video. I like to save the best for last. If I think I'm going to like something the best, then I'll just kind of hold on to it and wait to try it just because I like that anticipation. It's exciting. Gives me something to wake up and do in the morning. Mornings are rough. They're just rough. I am not one of those people who just bounce out of bed and I'm ready to take on the world. Oh no. I set my alarm for 5:30 every morning just to make it out the door and to work by 9:30 a.m. It takes me a while to get my motivation going and to gather myself. I have a routine and it just takes me a minute to wake up. I admire those people who just bounce out of bed. And I've always wanted to be one of those people. It's just not. This little shimmer, it's so beautiful. It grabs onto the brush very well. And everything that I have tried in this collection has been nice. They did have several beautiful, beautiful additions to the collection. I only picked out what I thought that I was going to use because anything else would be wasteful, and then I'm going to save it for someone who might enjoy it. So this shimmer is going on very nice, and what I have noticed in wearing this collection is that they do not have a lot of fallout. There's nothing that gathers on your cheeks. It stays put. It does not crease. It wears very well throughout the day. I have been very, very impressed with this collection. L.A. Colors, I think, really excels with the eyeshadow. Now I'm going to try this darker color right here. I'm going to just move this up kind of on top of the shimmer just a little bit, just to see how this darker builds. And that shimmer is just kind of poking through just a little bit, adding a little bit of interest. And this is really stunning. I'm not disappointed with this at all. This is just like the other two palettes, simply gorgeous. I'm going to add just a little bit more shimmer on top of the brown because I have a little bit peeking through, and I think I want to add just a little bit more of a pop. I always use this L.A. Colors contour stick. They do have it in a highlighter, but I use this contour stick a lot as a concealer just to kind of clean up the edges of my eye. I have not actually found it to be great for its desired use as a contour or a highlighter, but I have found that it really works well in cleaning up the edges of my eyeshadow before I apply my eyeliner. So, just a little tip from me to you. I've heard from a lot of my friends on this channel that sometimes what the intended use of a product is not what y'all use it for too. And I really like those little contour sticks. They do bring them into the stores quite often, but they do clean up the edges of your eye really well. And I like to use them when I travel because you can just put a little hint right here in the corner of your eye. And I use one of these angle brushes and just feather that, and it kind of takes away especially when you're traveling. It just brightens up your eyes and it just takes away your travel light. It's just basically you don't get a lot of good rest when you're traveling. At least I don't. Some people do. I don't. I'm not in my own bed. I'm not surrounded by my own things. I'm not necessarily comfortable. I'm working off of someone else's schedule usually. So it's not as relaxing. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's a ton of fun. So that is just what I use to clean up my makeup lines. I think that this palette is gorgeous. It is beautiful for fall or year-round. I'm going to finish my eye and be right back with you. I love this palette. I put just a little bit of the shimmer down here on the underneath side of my eye. This is the Sugar and Spice. I have used the Everything Nice. I've also used the Pumpkin Spice. These are phenomenal. I would recommend, highly recommend. They would coordinate. You could mix and match your different shades in the different palettes, and then you would have a 9 palette for $3.75. Run to the Dollar Tree. I would encourage you to teach your grandchildren, your children, about self-checks and body health and all of the things that goes with breast cancer awareness, because cancer is not a respecter of any age. It does not care. And it's also not a respecter of gender. I know it's not talked about a lot. It's just associated with the women. However, there are men who are going through a breast cancer treatment and breast cancer scares and have all of the same worries as women do. And I do actually feel for those men because it is not highly publicized and it is not exactly associated with men. And sometimes there's a stigma attached to that and they just don't want to talk about it. So if you are a survivor, a thriver, a fighter, or an angel, just know there are women who are on your side. And there are women who are praying for you and supporting you throughout your breast cancer journey. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell so that you know when I've uploaded my next video. Give this video a thumbs up. Thank you ever so much for watching Crafts, Loves, and Chaos, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.